air. Gold bells shining, they all dare. Tougher, fists held high. Warriors fight till the night says die. FWE, where battles divine. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. FWE, where battles define. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. Oh, FWE with FWE. Oh, FWE with FWE.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge. As tonight, 16 teams look to be number one in a tournament bracket style matchup. I'm Seth Cole, both my broadcast colleagues in action here tonight as we give you a look at said tournament bracket coming into tonight. And as we said, fairly odd partners. Some of these teams make absolute sense. Other ones, look at Dylan Young, former Tri-Wizard champion with Kim Possible. Michael Norman, the current Intercontinental champion with Ellie. And coming up here in our first matchup, Matt McIntyre, member of the family, teaming up with Ariel. We'll see if the chemistry is there, as only one team can be called champions.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Dangerous Alliance!
And kicking things off in our first matchup, we've got a couple representatives of the Avengers. Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, Bruce Banner, the Hulk. Looking to make their way all the way to champion status here tonight in this tournament. Black Widow, a former hardcore champion. The Hulk, the current holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase, where he could cash in any place, anytime, for a World Championship title shot. Just a few short weeks removed from FWE Infinity War Games, and right on the horizon in about a month's time, it's FWE Royal Brawl, the men's and women's Royal Rumble, where somebody will get a main event title shot at FWE Paramount.
We're stepping in, we're not stepping out.
Well, one thing you gotta love about a mixed match challenge type tournament is not only the variety of the teams that we'll see, but also the team names. The Poor Unfortunate Souls, Matt McIntyre and Ariel. How about the dedication of Matt McIntyre with that Prince Eric garb? Ariel, a former hardcore champion in her own right. Matt McIntyre, of course, a member of the family, coming up that big win in the main event at FWE War Games. And because of that, Matt McIntyre is going to get a future title shot for the United States Championship. Now, you talk about teams, you talk about chemistry. We know that Natasha Romanoff, Bruce Banner have chemistry. The only thing we really know about potential chemistry between Matt and Ariel is that Matt loves mermaids, so we'll see if that helps out these two right here to move on in tonight's bracket tournament. Only 2 of 16 teams. A couple of former hardcore champions going up against each other here. Both of them, when they won the hardcore title, it was actually against the current women's world champion of the galaxy, that being Elizabeth Swan, who we will see in action later on tonight. Pretty cool that we've got a lot of our current champions in FWE taking part in this event. We've documented the Intercontinental Champion, Michael Norman. As tag made. And here comes the Hulk. Women fight the women, the men fight the men. So as soon as a tag is made, then the other individual on the other side automatically comes in. Does not need to be tagged. You can win via pinfall or submission. As, oh man, Matt's not gonna like that landing. Big power slam from the Hulk. And now he'll tag Black Widow back in, so Ariel will re-enter the matchup. Misses the drop kick there. Nice sidestep by Black Widow. You can also win this matchup by countout or disqualification. So the men cannot interfere in this matchup. A submission in. Black Widow with the aptly named submission Black Widow, and Ariel going to sneak out of that with a nice drop toe hold. Takes Black Widow down. You can also win this matchup via countout. If any of this action goes to the outside, referee Ernest Wright will administer the 10 count. And if one of the individuals does not get back inside the ring by the time the referee reaches 10, then that team would lose. That team would not advance. They would be eliminated. This isn't a round robin tournament or anything like that. It is single elimination. So if the Avengers or the Poor Unfortunate Souls lose this, that's it. They're just completely out of the tournament right then and there. It's Matt McIntyre taking it here to the Hulk. You know, with what I gave for the backstories for both Matt McIntyre and the Hulk, right now we could be looking at a battle between a future United States champion and a future world champion. As Hulk going to bring Matt McIntyre over into the enemy territory corner, if you will. Matt realizing that, fights out of it. And a nice DDT there by Matt McIntyre, going for the early cover. And not going to be able to put Hulk away that easily. Kick out at 1. Oh, Matt now might be setting up for the Claymore. If he hits this, it could be it. And he'll hit it. Hits the Claymore on Hulk. But Matt's not going for the cover, instead bringing Hulk towards the center of the ring. I don't think there would have been a rope break. It looked like Hulk was nowhere near the ropes. That could be costly by Matt McIntyre. He hit the Claymore, he had Hulk down, and now he'll tag Ariel back in. We'll have to revisit that moment here if indeed the Poor Unfortunate Souls get eliminated. That could have very easily been an automatic ticket into the next round if Matt had just followed up with a cover after the Claymore. Ariel, nice airplane spin head scissors on Black Widow. Oh, and a nice pop rocks there by Ariel. Going up top. Might be looking for the mermaid splash. Hits it. Cover. This could be it. The Poor Unfortunate Souls could be moving on, and a kick out at 2 by Black Widow. Ariel can't believe it. She's put away many individuals with that splash. Black Widow able to kick out, keep this matchup going, keep at least for the time being the hopes in this tournament alive for the Avengers. Oh, and now a big clothesline. Black Widow over the top rope and out to the floor. And now the action spills to the outside. Now you see referee Ernest Wright beginning the 10 count. Nice spinning heel kick there by Black Widow. And it looks like Black Widow taking advantage of the situation on the outside. Referee at a count of 5. Whoa, springboard. Nice springboard head scissors there by Ariel. Black Widow to the outside. Oh, crashed and burned there. Like Ariel might have been going for a senton there. Completely missed it. And now Black Widow trying to inflict as much punishment on the outside as possible here. Could be potentially looking for the count-out victory, but she's got to be aware as well that the referee is halfway to a count of 10. Now looking to deposit Ariel back inside of the ring, but Ariel just ran into her own partner, Matt. Black Widow, I think she realizes she can win by count-out, and Ariel will just slip in as well as referee was at a count of 9. Swinging DDT there by Ariel. Black Widow. Oh, let me go for another one. Black Widow got to fight out of it. Reversal by Black Widow. Spinning kick to the gut, though. And Ariel springboard moonsault hits it flush. And now just a straight up forearm there. Staggers Black Widow down. Might be going for Pop Rocks again, connects. And now Ariel going up top. Might be looking for the splash once again. Oh, but Black Widow gets up. Ariel's got to call an audible here. Won't be able to hit the splash. Instead goes for the top rope double axe handle. Smart by Black Widow. Got out of the drop zone. Realized the situation. And now Ariel gonna do a little springboard arm drag there. Nice athleticism. Now going back up to the top. Black Widow a long ways away. Ariel, oh, could not hit the splash. Too far, came up short. And now Ariel just gonna tag Matt McIntyre in. Uh-oh. Hulk's got Matt up, white noise. Is that gonna be it? Ariel, realizing that could have easily been the end of this matchup, breaks it up. Oh my gosh, what a spinning kick by Hulk. Lights out for Matt McIntyre. And with that, the Avengers are moving on.
Here are your winners, the Dangerous Alliance.
Hulk and Black Widow will move on here in the Fairly Odd Partners Challenge Tournament. Unfortunately for Matt McIntyre and Ariel, they are eliminated. Hulk and Black Widow now wait to see who their next opponents will be. The winners of the matchup, Flynn Rider versus Rapunzel versus Aladdin and Jasmine, and that is next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
We welcome you back here to the FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge as a little in-faction matchup set to take place here. Rapunzel and Flynn Rider naming their team the Snuggly Ducklings. If you're a Tangled fan, you'll definitely get that reference. Getting ready to take on the team of Aladdin and Jasmine. Both Rapunzel and Jasmine, members of the faction known as the Disney Queens. So, a little friendly competition maybe here between those two. To my knowledge, Flynn Rider and Aladdin have never had any interaction inside of an FWE ring. Not necessarily at least one-on-one. They may have been in a multi-man match together, but aside from that, they've never had any one-on-one interaction, so we'll see if any little friendly rivalry brews between those two.
and their opponents, the Outsiders.
Aladdin and Jasmine. The city of Agrabah, the Outsiders.
10,000 years will
High
give
Flyers.
a kick in the nuts.
Of course, Aladdin, part of the cruiserweight division. You know, something that I didn't really think about here, but you know, there are so many opportunities here tonight for people that may not even necessarily win this overall tournament, but think about it. I mentioned about the fact that we've got a lot of our champions that are taking part in this tournament here tonight. Let's say somebody gets a pinfall or a submission on one of our current champions. Does that put them in line for a future title shot? I mean, think about it too, is Nice springboard bulldog there by Rapunzel. And think about it too, you know, whoever the man and the woman are that end up winning this tournament overall, does that put either of them in line for a title shot at some point of their choice? I don't know. The only thing that we know here tonight is that one mixed match challenge team is going to be, you know, top of the heap here in FWE. There's really been no other announced repercussions or prize or anything like that, as Aladdin there with a cover immediately on Flynn Rider, going to get a 1 count. It will be interesting to see what the follow-up is here, especially so close to Royal Brawl, and of course the granddaddy of them all, our main event, a little meeting of the minds there. Same idea with Flynn Rider and Aladdin. Nice suplex there by Flynn Rider. It'll be interesting to see what the fallout is from this. Sling Blade by Flynn. I don't know if that's a Sling Blade or a Flynn Blade. What would you call that? I'm just making stuff up now. That's a nice Hurricane Rana there by Flynn Rider, and here comes Rapunzel. Aladdin wanted to get one last shot in there. Same idea there by the Disney Queens, both going for a drop kick. I'm not necessarily certain either one of them really hit what they were going for. Back elbow by Rapunzel. Rapunzel now looking for the airplane spin on Jasmine. Winner of this matchup going to be moving on to the quarterfinals to take on the Avengers, Black Widow and Hulk. Rapunzel up top. Nice arm drag there. Gonna be a long one here tonight, folks. Hope you're strapped in. All this tournament taking place here in one night. We've already had one team move on. 14 teams remain. Once we determined all the winners here of the 16 respective teams, we go into the quarterfinals, then the semifinals, and then, of course, the finals to determine who will be the winners of the FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge. DDT by Rapunzel takes down Jasmine, and now she'll bring Flynn Rider back in as Aladdin. He may have actually just jumped right on the legs of Jasmine there. A little miscommunication between the outsiders. Aladdin, nice drop kick, stuns Flynn against the ropes. Aladdin looking to follow up with some stiff kicks there to the leg region, trying to take away potential high flying ability of Flynn Rider. Both Aladdin and Flynn very athletic. Big drop kick there from Jasmine to Rapunzel. And now Jasmine gonna hit the airplane spin. Here's the cover to advance for the outsiders. And not even gonna get a 1 count. Both of these teams, both the men and the women, very similar styles. That could be a blessing or a curse. Jasmine with the float under, and she'll hit the nice Hurricane Rana there on Rapunzel. Standing moonsault, cover. And a kick out at 1. Drop kick right to the back of the neck by Jasmine. And oh, now gonna hit. Gonna hit the floating cutter. That could be it. Cover is in to advance in the tournament. And that will be 3. The outsiders are moving on. Jasmine and Aladdin now will prepare to meet Black Widow and Hulk as they are moving on. Up next, interesting matchup as Hades and Maleficent team up to take on Moana and Maui, and that's next. Welcome you back to the FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge as a chill has entered the arena.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Disciples of Darkness.
The Disciples of Darkness, Hades from the Hercules franchise, Maleficent from the Sleeping Beauty franchise. And, you know, at first glance, we talk about this being the Fairly Odd Partners Challenge, and people might consider this an odd partnering, but really, if you think about it, it's not. Because at one time, Hades and Maleficent in Disney lore were married. I'm going back to the Descendants franchise. Hades and Maleficent were the parents of one of the main characters, Mal, played by Dove Cameron. Therefore, this is not a unique alliance since these two used to be husband and wife. Only fitting here tonight that they look to regain that evil chemistry to move to the champion status here in this tournament. Both of these individuals are still looking for their first accolade in FWE. Hades had an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship against Michael Norman inside of a steel cage, came up short. Maleficent, closest she's been to championship gold. She's been in a couple of the Hero of China Fighting Female Battle Royals. Whoa! But obviously she's come up short in those matchups. Here tonight, they could be the top power couple here in FWE if they can take this whole thing.
Honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that was Maui just messing around. I killed a meal, I buried its catches. Out of the tree, then you got coconuts. And then there's a takeaway. Don't mess with Maui when he's on the big light.
And the Islanders make their way to the ring. Maui the demigod. Moana the soon-to-be demigod, if you will. Sorry if I'm spoiling Moana 2. Maui burst onto the scene, being a part of that then 4-on-4 tag match. He was the MVP in that. Looked like he could very easily be a #1 contender for the Tri-Wizard Championship. Lost in the Fatal 4-Way to Fabio Sparklemane. Moana, much like Maleficent, most of her experience here in FWE so far has been being involved in the Fighting Female Battle Royals. But here we go. Maleficent gonna square off with Moana, who immediately hits a facebuster. Now hits the DDT. Some quick offense here from the Wayfinder Moana. Maleficent answers back with a DDT of her own, however. Oh, wow, and a nice suplex there. That was a unique one. Almost had Moana's arms in like a glam slam setup. And then hit the suplexes. Here we go. How about this? A couple of gods going at it here. Hades, the leader of the underworld. Maui, the shape-shifting demigod. Oh, just drops Hades back right on the ring apron. Referee Ernest Wright. Should have been administering the 10 count there, but I guess they weren't out long enough for him to do so. DDT there by Hades, covering on Maui right out of the gate. And he's gonna get a 2 count out of that. That was over in Maui's corner. I'm surprised Moana didn't try to break that up, unless she had enough faith in Maui that he was gonna kick out. Two teams have already moved on. They'll be facing off against each other in the quarterfinals. Aladdin and Jasmine gonna be taking on the team of Hulk and Black Widow. Big elbows there in the corner by Maui. And he'll tag Moana in now. Maleficent re-enters the matchup. Whoa! Nice sidestep there by Moana, able to kind of traverse around referee Ernest Wright. Nice head scissors takedown there by Moana. Moana is fired up on the outside. The men are going at it. Maui with a dominator there on Hades. And drops the leg across the back of the neck, does Moana. Moana hits a nice Hurricane Rana there on Maleficent. Moana might be going up top. Changes her mind there, though. Oh, and a DDT. Referee Ernest Wright's repairing the top turnbuckle over there. I don't know when that was taken off. Oh, big drop kick there by Moana. That could be it. Maleficent is down and out. And kicks out at 2. Maleficent and the Disciples of Darkness stay alive for the time being. Big shots to the gut there, big elbows from Maleficent. Reversal by Moana, hits the drop kick. Maleficent stunned against the ropes. Whoa. Moana! Look at the athleticism there by Moana. Crowd here loving it in Los Angeles. I believe the fight is still going on outside the ring between Hades and Maui, leaving it up to the women to kind of decide this matchup as Moana up top. Might have been thinking about hitting some kind of a splash. Oh, went for the Eclipse, missed it! Great reversal there by Maleficent, she hits the clothesline. Moana would have had this thing put away if she had hit the Eclipse. Maleficent, great job scouting. And now, hits the suplex. Maui is back up in his corner. Hades just now getting back up to his corner. Another suplex there by Maleficent. Went for the clothesline. I think that Moana actually was able to duck underneath it, and now standing Spanish fly. Moana will now tag Maui in, so the fight on the outside now makes its way to the inside. Oh, Hades just removed that padding on the top turnbuckle. So now we might know why that other turnbuckle pad was missing on the other side. Well, Hades looked to use that exposed turnbuckle to his advantage here. Not sure referee Ernest Wright has even noticed it yet. And tags Maleficent back in. Moana back on the offense. As we try to see past the giant frame of Maui. Big knee lift. And now Maui comes back in. Might have been just an opportunity for Moana to take Maleficent out of this situation. Big DDT there by Hades. Uh-oh. Hades might be looking for a godlike choke slam. Cover is in to advance. Kick out at 2, and Moana tried to get there to break it up as well. Big clothesline in the corner there by Hades. And now referee Ernest Wright noticing that exposed turnbuckle, looking to reinstall the pad there. Hades, shot to the kidneys. Whipped off the ropes. Big boots. And now might be setting Maui up for another choke slam. This could be it if he hits it. Oh, an Uranagi choke slam. Cover is in. And with that, the Disciples of Darkness have eliminated the Islanders.
Here are your winners, the Disciples of Darkness.
2 choke slams later, and Hades and Maleficent are moving on in this tournament. Great showing by the Islanders, but unfortunately their journey comes to an end in this bracket tournament. Hades and Maleficent wait to find out who their next opponents will be. Up next, it's Kyle Matthews and Wonder Woman taking on Yzma and Kronk, and that's next.
Move, baby!
He's the sovereign of the nation. He's the hippest cat in creation. He's the Alpha, the Omega, A to Z. And this perfect world will spin around his every little whim. But this perfect world begins and ends with me. What's his name? He's What's his name? He's the king of the world. There's a hippo. Yeah.
You were saying?
What's his name?
Well, we welcome you back here to FWE's Fairly Odd Partners as Yzma and Kronk make their way to the ring. Kronk, one half of the current FWE Tag Team Champions.
And their opponents.
Well, Kyle Matthews, one half of the Thrill Seekers, teaming up here tonight with a former Women's World Champion of the Galaxy, the current Women's Hardcore Champion, the Amazon, Diana, better known as Wonder Woman. Look at Kyle Matthews with the superhero garb as well. We'll see if those two can be superheroes and fight their way to a tournament victory here tonight. They'll be taking on the devious duo known as Kronk and Yzma from the Emperor's New Groove franchise. Kyle looks very confident with the partner he has chosen here. Mentioned Wonder Woman won the Women's World title. That was back at FWE Sugar Rush before immediately being cashed in on by the current Women's World Champion, Elizabeth Swann. Yzma and Wonder Woman going to kick this thing off as winner of this matchup. Going to be moving on to take on the team of Maleficent and Hades, who just advanced, the Disciples of Darkness. We already know as well in the quarterfinals that we're going to have Aladdin and Jasmine taking on Hulk and Black Widow. This matchup will complete the left side of our bracket, and we will be halfway home here in this first round. Still another 8 teams to go on the other side of the bracket, looking to move on to the quarterfinals as cover in here by Yzma after a suspended vertical suplex on Wonder Woman. Deceptively strong there is Yzma, as now Kyle Matthews gets ready to square off against the powerhouse known as Kronk, one half of the Disney Tag Team Champions, along with Cusco. Big slam there by Kronk. And he'll hit the splash as well. Kronk getting the better of Kyle for the moment. Discus forearm gonna flatten Kyle back down to the mat. Boy, you kind of lose sight of the size of Wonder Woman. Kronk was not that far away from her, and Wonder Woman's just about as tall as Kronk is. Maybe one of the tallest women on the FWE roster, and certainly an argument can be made one of the strongest as well. That's why she's a double champion here at FWE, former world champion, current hardcore champion. She's yet to be a Grand Slam champion, however. She's not yet ever won the female fighting championship, and has yet to win the tag team titles either. As Yzma, there's that power I was talking about. Yzma, so much momentum that it sent her up over the top rope and to the outside. Of course, the question everybody asks is, what is it that holds Yzma together? She's got to be over 100 years old. As, whoa, gracious, big Uranagi there by Wonder Woman. Takes Yzma down. And Yzma gonna hit a suplex of her own. Cover is in. Watch the foot though. Foot could be under the ropes. Ernest Wright might not have been looking at that. He might have just been making sure that the shoulders were down as Yzma. Oh wow, big power slam there by Yzma. Yzma taking it here to Wonder Woman. Diana powers out though. Irish whipped into the corner. Big clothesline follow-up. Wonder Woman not sure what she was going for, but Yzma didn't want anything of it. Shoulder tackle knocks Yzma back down once again. And now Diana will tag in Kyle. Kronk, by virtue of the tag, now he comes back into the matchup. Might be looking for a power slam on Kyle. Now brings Kyle away from the ropes. Is he gonna go for a cover here? Nope. Nice German suplex. And a ripcord clothesline. Kyle turned inside out. That could be it. Kyle's gonna get the shoulder up. Wonder Woman there just in case Kyle couldn't kick out. Oh, there you go. There's the power of Kyle Matthews on display. Nice bench press slam. Kyle Matthews, next week, he's gonna have a shot at Gaston for the United States Championship, winning a #1 contenders match last week. And this could be I don't know, maybe an opportunity for him to kind of prepare for that matchup. You know, you think about the size and stature of Kronk, very similar to that of Gaston, who's had a stranglehold on that United States title. Could be a little warm here for Kyle Matthews, who just got knocked down by his own partner. Yzma's going to take advantage of that as she hits the suplex on Wonder Woman. Here is the cover to advance, and Wonder Woman going to kick out. Wonder Woman, I think, was going for Yzma. Kyle was in between the two. She shoulder tackled him, and now Yzma with another suplex. It's a neat, I don't know what you would have called that. It was a stunner of some kind, and now that's going to be it. Facebuster, that's what it was. A facebuster with the knee. Turned out the lights of Diana. And Yzma and Kronk are going to move on in the tournament. Kyle Matthews and Wonder Woman eliminated, so there you go. Quarterfinals, Hades Maleficent versus Yzma Kronk. We now will begin the right side. Up next, Michael Norman and Ellie taking on Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. And that's up next.
4, 1 fall. On the way to the ring, the Tough Guy.
All the Incredibles, Bob and Helen Parr, although I shouldn't really be revealing their identities, ready to make their first appearance in an FWE ring as a couple. Saw Elastigirl take on the world champion Elizabeth Swann, non-title match. Yet to really see what Mr. Incredible is able to do inside of a ring. We'll get that opportunity here tonight in this Fairly Odd Partners Tournament Challenge.
And their opponents.
Michael Norman, the current Intercontinental Champion, partnering tonight with Ellie. You know, we saw Kyle Matthews in the superhero garb. We saw Matt McIntyre earlier on tonight with the Prince Eric costume. Michael Norman, along with the theming of The Last of Us here as well, as of course he is throwing it back to Joel. And I'll break the fourth wall. At the time of this recording, this is being recorded actually near the end of April, even though it's airing as late as it is here in July. But at the time of this recording, myself and Michael Norman were both Last of Us fans, and they just released the second episode of the second season for The Last of Us on HBO. And it's the episode where Joel, the main character, is killed off, and man, what a piece of cinema that was. So, rest in peace, Joel, being memorialized here, if you will, by the Intercontinental Champion as Ellie mounts Elastigirl, laying in with those palm strikes, those fists, and now knee right up under the jaw. Of course, Michael Norman, the current Intercontinental Champion, but let's not forget the leader of the family. And his team was victorious in War Games, so oh wow, Ellie, nice flying senton there. Takes down Elastigirl on the outside. We got to keep an eye on the referee's count here, up to a count of 3. But remember, since the family won, that means that all 4 members of the faction, they get the title shots that they demanded. Michael Norman, at some point in time, he is going to get a shot at the Tri-Wizard Championship, and I've actually just been told in my headset that that title shot, he's announced he wants it in a couple of weeks' time at Royal Brawl. So Michael Norman, it is official. He will be fighting for the Tri-Wizard Championship at Royal Brawl's PLE. How about that? Big power slam there, scoop power slam by Michael Norman. As Ellie and Elastigirl fighting on the outside here, just in front of our announce desk actually. Elastigirl is down. Ellie is getting the advantage of that situation as inside the ring, Michael Norman with the bear hug on Mr. Incredible. Couple of powerhouses going at it here. There you see on the outside, Ellie continuing to take it to Elastigirl. As inside of the ring, Mr. Incredible with the advantage. A little showboating there could cost him. Nice back elbow by Michael Norman. And now, just the brute strength as deadlifts Mr. Incredible up into a bench press situation and then just delivers him down gut first into the canvas. There is Michael going. We don't normally see him go to the top rope as he'll hit a splash to the outside. High risk, high reward there for the Intercontinental Champ, as they'll bring him up and maybe, yep, gonna hit the Dominator. Onto the floor on the outside. Referee at a count of 5 is a gutbuster there. Right across the knee. Mr. Incredible in trouble as Michael Norman now deposits him inside the ring. Michael with a little showboating of his own. Referee at a count of 7. Michael saying, you just keep on counting, and now Michael will get in here at 8. Little cocky attitude there by Michael Norman as he feels he's firmly in control of this matchup. 4 teams have moved on, 4 teams have been eliminated. This is the 5th matchup of 8 here in this first round of the Fairly Odd Partners Tournament Challenge. They'll go behind German suplex there by Mr. Incredible, and he might be looking for the trifecta here. Hits the second, and he'll get all 3. Cover is in. Notice he hooked the far leg there to get it away from the rope, and Ellie will break it up. But smart ring awareness by Mr. Incredible, getting that far left leg hooked to get him away from the ropes. And now Mr. Incredible setting up, and he's gonna hit. Hits the Incredible Slam to advance. And the, oh, I thought that was it. I was ready to call it for the Incredibles. And these fans here in this high school gymnasium appreciating it. Big chop there. The knockout chop by Ellie. Could that be it? Oh, kick out. Oh, and Ellie, you can see frustrated. She thought that was it. Uh-oh, could be looking for the clicker uppercut. No, instead it's got the draping guillotine. The standing guillotine. Submission locked in. Is Helen gonna tap? Is Mrs. Incredible gonna tap? No. Now Ellie might be looking for the clicker uppercut. There it is! Lights out to advance. Mr. Incredible distracted on the outside. And with that, the last of them is moving on.
Here are your winners.
That's been a tough night so far for superheroes. As Mr. and Mrs. Incredible eliminated, Ellie and Michael Norman will move on in this tournament. They now await the winners of the next matchup, Dylan Young teaming up with Kim Possible as they take on Mystery Incorporated's Fred and Daphne up next.
The following is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Corporation.
Fred and Daphne, representatives of Mystery Incorporated, make their way to the ring here. Daphne, of course, a former tag team champion with her partner Velma Dinkley. They ended up losing those tag team titles to Anna and Elsa just a couple of weeks ago at FWE War Games. And they get ready now here to take on another interesting team. Now Dylan Young, Kim Possible, a couple of former champions in their own right. Dylan Young, of course, a former Tri-Wizard champion, lost his title to King Candy back at FWE Infinity War Games. Kim Possible, a former women's tag team champion. As a matter of fact, a little grudge here between herself and Daphne. Daphne and Velma won the tag team titles away from Kim Possible and her partner Shigo. Both of those teams now, though, going to be gunning for Team Let It Go, Anna and Elsa, who are the current women's tag team champions. And again, a little shout out here to these individuals that are teaming up with, you know, the Disney characters, the Nickelodeon characters, what have you. Kind of playing into the theme. Dylan Young with the Ron Stoppable garb here tonight. So Daphne, Kim Possible, a couple of redheads. They know each other very, very well in the tag team scene. And now, opportunity here for one to get the better of the other in this mixed match challenge tournament. It's Kim Possible getting the early advantage here. Daphne with the reverse mount, lays in some stiff shots there, left hand. Kick off by Kim. Springboard moonsault gonna take Daphne down. Power bomb, flips it over into a nice knee lift. Daphne down now on the outside, and now she'll turn things over to the former Tri-Wizard champion, Dylan Young. Long title reign, a two-time Tri-Wizard champion, we should actually mention, as he ended up losing the title to Shaggy Rogers, another member of Mystery Incorporated, back at FW Fantasia. Won it back in a title rematch the following week in a ladder match, so he is a multi-time men's world champion. But trying to get back into the title picture again is Dylan Young, as Fred Jones, look at the power there of the man who loves traps. Sorry, Daphne. Suspended vertical suplex brings Dylan down. Winner of this matchup going to be moving on to the quarterfinals to take on Michael Norman and Ellie. When this matchup is over, we've only got 2 more matches until we indeed will know who the quarterfinalists are going to be. Several teams have moved on. Cover here by Fred Jones on Dylan Young. And Kim Possible going to break that up. Looked like Dylan may have been kicking out as well. Now bear hug here, the lower back. Dylan Young looking to fight out of it. Couple of elbows, boxes the ears, he'll escape. And now, wow, look at that. Suplex by Dylan Young, where he just basically had a vice grip on Fred's head and threw him halfway across the ring. Dylan going up to the second rope, thought better of it, comes back down and is, well, I thought that Fred hit the neck breaker on Dylan, but maybe Dylan reversed it. As now heel tagging Kim Possible. Both Kim and Daphne might have been going for a pump kick. They both missed, but that clothesline didn't miss. Cover in here by Kim Possible. And a kick out at 1. Been very impressed by the ring savvy of all the teams here tonight. You just saw right there as well, Daphne realizing, or make that Kim Possible realizing that Daphne could have reached out and grabbed the rope to stop that pinfall, and she hooked that arm away from the ropes. As Daphne now hoists Kim Possible up, and she'll deliver a discus forearm. Oh, and a flatliner by Daphne. That could be it right there. Kim Possible, is she out? No, has life and kicks out at 2. Oh, look at this. Little roll up. Surprise roll up by Kim. Almost stole one there. And now tags Dylan Young back in. Fred and his ascot delivers a German suplex. Looking for the follow-up with the clothesline. Turns the former champ inside out. Cover. And Kim Possible again to break that up. Oh, what a kick by Dylan Young. Right to the side of the head there for Fred. Boy, that really dazed Fred Jones. And now Dylan, working on the left knee, trying to hyperextend the leg. Oh, wow. And now unceremoniously bringing Fred out of the corner. Now going to work on the arm as well. Working on the extremities of Fred Jones is Dylan Young. Oh, that might be why he puts in the heel hook. He's got the leg lock in. Is Fred going to tap? No, he's able to shift his hips. And he'll fight out of that situation. But again, that's that same leg that Dylan was working on in the corner. That left leg could be vulnerable for Fred Jones. Oh, winding up the arm for the clothesline. And now Fred Jones looking to put Dylan Young away. Big chop. Massive chop here to Dylan Young. Is that gonna do it? Mystery Incorporated is moving on. A big win. Big win there for Fred Jones, pinning the former two-time world champion. And Fred and Daphne, they will move on. They will be the next challengers for Michael Norman and Ellie to advance to the semifinals. Up next, the women's world champion Elizabeth Swan teams with her husband Will Turner to take on another husband-wife duo in Anthony and Autumn.
The following is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Women's Universal Champions, the Crew.
Elizabeth Swan, the current Women's World Champion of the Galaxy, her husband William Turner, representatives of the Black Pearl Crew. I believe the now third husband-wife combination that we've had here, and we're about to have another one make their way to the ring right now.
And their hosts, the Rockers.
Autumn Brooks, Anthony McCrory, husband and wife. Of course, Anthony McCrory, a member of the family. He'll be, along with his tag team partner Cole Eastwood, getting a tag team title shot at some point, as the family were victorious a few weeks ago at Infinity War Games. Autumn Brooks, however, let's talk about her. First onto the scene, had a matchup against the Women's World Champion Elizabeth Swan, in which she picked up a pinfall victory. So a lot of people wondering if that would put Autumn in line for a Women's World Championship title shot. And if she could pin the champ again here tonight, you'd have to definitely think that that puts her as the #1 contender. And Autumn firing right out of the gate. Elbows and knees, strikes, bringing down the champ. We do know that Elizabeth Swan, it has been confirmed, she will put the Women's World Championship on the line in a few weeks' time when we get to FWE's Royal Brawl. Just don't know who it's going to be up against, and as I said, you got to think that right now, if you're looking at the current landscape, Autumn Brooks could be in line having a pinfall victory over the champ. It's a nice snap suplex by Elizabeth Swan. For Elizabeth, maybe just trying to get back into the groove here if she can put Autumn Brooks away. Nice heel kick there, spinning kick to the back of the head by Autumn Brooks. Looking for another pinfall victory on the champ, who's going to slip out at 1. Discus forearm there by Autumn Brooks. And now she'll tag in Anthony McCrory. A lot of praise heaped on Anthony as he was the first participant, remember, in that War Games matchup. He had to go the longest. He had to be the endurance man. Had to endure a 2v1 nearly going into that matchup, but was able to survive, and the family emerged victorious because of that. Anthony and Cole get the tag team title shot. Matt McIntyre is going to get himself a United States Championship matchup as cover is in. Kick out at 2 by William Turner. The Rockers nearly just moved on here in the tournament. And of course, Michael Norman, we ended up making this announcement just a little while ago. He is indeed going to be fighting for the Tri-Wizard Championship at Royal Brawl. Anthony just raking the foot across the face and then hits a big boot in the corner. Cover is in and Elizabeth's gonna break it up. Oh, Anthony was going for the disaster kick. William Turner able to sidestep. Now William, neck breaker. I gotta be unbiased here, but I'd love to see Elizabeth Swann and William Turner move on. Of course, being a member of the Black Pearl crew myself, William going up top. What's Will looking for? He's gonna hit the leg drop. Is that gonna be it? Right across the sternum of Anthony McCrory. Cover is in. The Black Pearl crew not yet gonna move on as Anthony gonna get the shoulder up. Oh, William might be looking for a submission here. Grapevines the legs. Oh, and now just might be looking for the stomp. He does hit the stomp. Anthony face first into the mat. And now William looking for the crossface. Crossface locked in. Is Anthony gonna tap? He's in the center of the ring. Nowhere to be able to go. And William gonna release the hold. He had Anthony in a perfect spot. I'm not sure why he released the hold. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. As now Anthony looks like that last delivering of the head into the turnbuckle may have actually lacerated him. Anthony is busted open as now, oh, the draping guillotine choke. That is a choke. Referee should be administering a 5 count there. Cover in. Anthony may be passed out. The combination of the hit to the turnbuckle and the guillotine got Anthony is out. Anthony is passed out. And the Black Pearl crew are moving on.
Here are your winners, the crew.
May need to make sure there's some medical attention for Anthony, as I think he may have actually passed out there. Will Turner taking advantage of the situation. He and Elizabeth Swann are moving on. And now they await the winners of the next matchup as RJ Bishop teams up with the Evil Queen to take on Jack Mitchell and Gamora. Stay tuned, that matchup is next.
In the heart of Turbo, where the beef-faced pride stands a king named RJ in his burger.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
Ruling over patties from the west.
Well, RJ Bishop and the Evil Queen, unlikely allies here tonight, but then again, RJ is the Borger King, so a king and a queen. Love their team name, Queen to Bishop. Little chess parlay there in that naming of the team. RJ Bishop looks like he's another individual that is going along with the theme here. Of course, the evil queen, Grimhilda, out of the Snow White franchise. Looks like RJ role-playing as the loyal huntsman. Of course, there was a Snow White Huntsman movie that came out, and Chris Hemsworth was actually the one that played the part of the huntsman. Not saying that RJ is Chris Hemsworth, but anyway, moving on.
And their opponents.
Jack Mitchell, the current Wayfinder Cruiser champion, teaming up with Gamora. How about that team name? Why is Gamitchell? Gamora, a former women's tag team champion. We've already seen some Avengers representation here tonight in this tournament, as the Hulk and Black Widow were able to advance to the quarterfinals. And when I mentioned the fact that I was solo here tonight and both my broadcast colleagues were in action, yeah, they're in action against each other. Jack Mitchell winning the Wayfinder Cruiser Championship from Cusco, defended it successfully at Infinity War Games. This will be the first time we will see the Evil Queen and Gamora square off inside of an FWE ring. Not many people, I think, realize that the Evil Queen actually does have a name, Grimhilda. Grimhilda has not really had a whole lot of matchups here in FWE, so how cool would it be for her to make it with RJ Bishop all the way to the end of this tournament and be the Fairly Odd Partners Challenge champions? RJ Bishop, Jack Mitchell there. I did actually fail to mention as well, you probably saw it, but I didn't verbally say it. Jack Mitchell also playing into the theme with his tag team partner Gamora, came down in the Star-Lord garb. As what in the world is RJ thinking here? Oh my gosh, top rope Poison Rana. And that's gonna get a rise out of this crowd. Inside of a high school gymnasium here in downtown Los Angeles. RJ Bishop, nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Cover in on RJ Bishop. Or make that a cover in on Jack Mitchell, I should say, and Jack with the kick out. You know, we talked about repercussions of what happens here tonight. One would have to wonder if RJ's able to pin the champion. If maybe RJ would be in line at some point for a cruiserweight title shot. Jack Mitchell, ooh, gonna hit right underneath, right in that that hamstring area. Try and knot up the leg of RJ Bishop, take away his quick high flying ability. Jumping back kick there by Jack Mitchell, and now double feet right into the throat region there. Might have been going for a Meteora. RJ countered. Was looking for a roll up. Jack rolls through. And now RJ. Oh, RJ might be going maybe for the springboard arm drag. And he'll hit it. Jack gonna roll to the outside for a little bit of reprieve. But RJ's gonna go out there and meet him. This is the final matchup here in our first round of the Fairly Odd Partners tournament. When we eventually find out the winner here, we'll be moving into the quarterfinals. With 8 teams remaining. Cover in here by RJ. And not even going to get a 1 count. You saw there, though, Jack's eyes were kind of rolled back in his head. And we do have an update, a fortunate update on Anthony McCrory. I was a little worried about him after the situation at the conclusion of the last matchup. Looked like he was passed out. I have been told he was taken back to the trainer's room. He is awake, he is alert, so good news there is a nice discus forearm off the ropes by Jack Mitchell, and Jack may be looking to put this one away early. Hoists RJ up, RJ reverses into the reverse DDT. And now RJ will tag the Evil Queen, and here comes Gamora, who hits a big, was that a pump kick? I think she was going for the pump kick, may not have actually caught it flush. Her knee may have actually just grazed under the chin of Grimhilda. Took the Evil Queen down nonetheless. And now Gamora with the kicks in the corner right to the midsection. And more knees right into the gut. Crumples Evil Queen into a heap. Off the rope, Superman punch. Lights out for Evil Queen. Oh, and not even a 1 count. Wow. That is shocking right there. Stiff kicks right to the forehead, maybe the bridge of the nose by Gamora. Now hoists up. Oh, I'm just able to slip out as Evil Queen, and she'll hit a springboard drop kick to the back of the neck. The upper shoulder region, neck region there, that can cause whiplash. Now Evil Queen turns the tables, and now she'll lay in the kicks. Nice suplex there. And now brings in RJ Bishop. Oh! Who's met immediately with a Superman punch by Mitchell. And now Mitchell laying in the right hands. Mitchell now after that punishment brings Gamora back in. Gamora, facebuster. Now driving the knee down into the canvas. Evil Queen with a facebuster of her own. Little anything you can do, I can do better here between the 2 women. RJ tagged back in. Jack went for the spear, missed it. Nice sidestep there by RJ, who hits the sling blade. And a drop kick to the side of the head. Standing moonsault, cover is in. And Jack's gonna kick out at 1. Oh, RJ. Oh, he's gonna hit it. Hits the Pop Rocks variation. Now brings Jack to the wrong part of town. Oh, again. Face first into the turnbuckle. And this may not be good. What is RJ thinking here? Is he going maybe for a poison rana? No. Instead, top rope. Went for the bulldog, but Jack able to slip out of it. And RJ was the only one that got hit with that impact. Mitchell now looking to take advantage. Superman punch again. Cover to advance. And Evil Queen breaks it up. Oh, but it may not be over for RJ. Jack setting him up. Hits the Samoan drop. Goes for the cover. Team Wyaska Mitchell. They will move on. Jack Mitchell and Gamora. They will advance in the tournament as they now get themselves ready for the quarterfinals, where they'll take on Elizabeth Swan and William Turner. We have 8 teams remaining. Who's going to the Final Four? We'll find out next. Well, what an incredible night it's been so far here at our one-night only PLE. As we are now in the quarterfinals.
Is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the dangerous Alliance.
Hulk and Black Widow advancing here into the quarterfinals. Looking for a chance now to move on to the semis. Hulk and Black Widow knocking off the team of Matt McIntyre and Ariel, getting the first victory of the night. They may be the freshest team right now, since they basically have waited the longest. Aladdin and Jasmine, the outsiders, able to take down the team of Flynn Rider and Rapunzel. Gonna be an interesting mix of abilities here in this matchup. On the women's side, you got the quickness, athleticism of Jasmine against the hard-hitting strikes of Black Widow, and then for Aladdin, also the quick high-flying ability against the ground and pound power of the Hulk. One of these two teams, though, will move on to the semi-finals. Both advancing here into the quarterfinals. Here we go. Jasmine and Black Widow gonna kick things off. And again, want to remind everybody that in just a few short weeks, this cover is in here right out of the gate. Jasmine trying to put Black Widow away in the early going of this matchup, but in just a few short weeks, on August 7th, it is the FWE Royal Brawl PLE. We'll have a men's Royal Rumble. We'll have a women's Royal Rumble. The winner of those matchups, they will have a guaranteed title shot in the main event at FWE Paramount. Aladdin doing a good job here, taking down the bigger individual of Hulk, but now tag in here to Jasmine. Jasmine going for a drop kick, miscalculated. Black Widow is looking to take advantage, but look at this. Look at the strikes here by Jasmine. Normally we would expect that Black Widow would be the one to lay in the strikes, but Jasmine may be trying to beat Black Widow at her own game. Standing moonsault cover is in. Could this be it right here? And a kick out at 1. And now Jasmine setting up Rose Plant. Rose Plant hits Jasmine with the cover on Black Widow. And just like that, the outsiders are moving on.
Here are your winners,
Well, one way to keep yourself fresh for this tournament, get the victory early, and that's what Jasmine was able to do. Very quick, definitive win. Aladdin and Jasmine are moving on to the quarterfinals. Up next, Hades Maleficent take on Yzma and Kronk for a chance to do the same.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Disciples of Darkness.
Now, we saw earlier on tonight, Hades and Maleficent knock off the team of Moana and Maui. A couple of choke slams, and Hades was able to advance his team here into the quarterfinals. Winner of this matchup gonna move on to the semis to take on Aladdin and Jasmine, who I believe have set the record so far in this tournament for quickest victory. Jasmine able to put Black Widow away very, very fast, which could make it very important for those two, depending on who wins this matchup. You got the formidable team of Hades and Maleficent. You've got the unpredictable team of Yzma and Kronk. Both these individuals like fire, apparently.
Move, baby! Oh, yeah! He's the sovereign of the nation. He's the hippest cat in creation. He's the alpha, the omega.
Well, Yzma and Kronk, we saw advance in the tournament after victory over Kyle Matthews and Wonder Woman. It's got to be a pretty good notch in the belt of Yzma, who was able to get the pinfall victory on the current women's hardcore champion. And with that being said, you got to think that maybe, just maybe, that would put Yzma in line
You were saying?
for a hardcore championship title shot. Well, this should be a very interesting mix in styles, to say the least. Kronk and Hades, obviously the powerhouses of their respective teams. Don't know who you would give the strength advantage to between Yzma and Maleficent. Maybe give the edge to Maleficent, but you definitely would have given the edge to Wonder Woman in the previous matchup, and Yzma was able to put the hardcore champ away, so never take anything for granted is what we've basically been taught here in FWE. Is Kronk taking down Hades, and very quick tags here with Yzma and Kronk. Got to think they formulated a game plan, or rather Yzma formulated a game plan and Kronk is just following whatever Yzma tells him to do. As there is again that suplex. I was actually told after the last matchup, when I was really perplexed with what to call that, that's the Dragon Wing suplex there by Maleficent. Very unique and obviously very effective. And it looks like now Maleficent and Hades with some quick tags here as well. Nice neck breaker there by Kronk. Takes Hades down. Winner of this matchup will move on to the semifinals. They'll take on Aladdin and Jasmine, or as they're called in Descendants 4, the very cringe name of Jaladin. I hate that. Uh-oh, might be looking here for a Walls of Jericho Boston Crab submission. Kronk's got it cinched in. Center of the ring. Hades looking to reverse. Yep, he got the momentum reversed. Now into a cover of his own. Kronk's shoulders were down, but he was able to wriggle out before referee Ernest Strite even administered a count of 1. And now tag is in. Here comes Maleficent and Yzma. DDT by Maleficent. And now Maleficent working on the arms. Got a arm bar in there. Referee Ernest Strite was not looking for a tap out there. He should have. That was a submission locked in. Oh, nice scoop power slam by Yzma. Cover is in on Maleficent. And a kick out at 1. If you're Aladdin and Jasmine, do you have a specific one of these two teams that you want to face off against? Is the reverse power slam, Alabama slam, and now Dragon's Wings locked in. Dragon's Wings locked in. Yzma, I was wondering if she was going to tap out, but it looks like Maleficent may have actually released the hold. First time we've seen Maleficent use that submission hold here tonight. And now she'll tag Hades back in. Clothesline to Kronk. Goes for the cover, forearm in the face. I don't think just a single clothesline's going to do it. Kick out at 1 by Kronk. And now Kronk with a nice scoop power slam. Here's the cover on Hades to advance, and Hades is going to kick out. Wow, the entire arena just shook with that power slam. As Kronk trying to bring Hades away from the ropes. I don't know if he was setting up for a cover or not. Might be looking for another power slam. Hits it. Hades, though, immediately springs back up to his feet. And now he'll hit the back elbow, and that floors Kronk. Hades with the tag to Maleficent. Whoa, 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 spear! Or was it? No, I think actually Yzma reversed the spear into a DDT. Uh-oh. Might be setting up again for the Dragon's Wing submission. It's locked in. Is Yzma gonna tap out? And again, Maleficent gonna release the hold. Now the cover in here by Yzma, or made by Maleficent. Yzma could be passed out, and that's gonna do it. Yzma was not willing to tap out to the Dragon's Wings. So Maleficent released the hold and just went for the simple cover. And Maleficent and Hades are going to move on to the semifinals, where they will take on Aladdin and Jasmine. Look at your updated bracket. We still got to determine who's moving on to the semis on the other side of the bracket. Up next, Michael, Norman, and Ellie take on Fred and Daphne of Mystery Incorporated. Well, we welcome you back here to FWE Fairly Odd Partners Tournament
The
Challenge.
following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
Now, the last of them, Ellie and the Intercontinental Champion Michael Norman were able to knock off the formidable team of Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. Now with an opportunity to move on to the semifinals. As they get ready to take on Mystery Incorporated's Fred Jones and Daphne Blake. Ellie picking up the victory for her team in the last matchup, hitting that flicker uppercut to put Elastigirl away. We already know two teams that have advanced to the semifinals. We're looking for our third as Mystery Inc. make their way to the ring.
and their opponents, the Corporation.
Now Fred Jones and Daphne Blake able to put away the team of Dylan Young and Kim Possible. Fred Jones getting the pinfall victory in that one over the former two-time Tri-Wizard champion. Got to be some good momentum here for this team. Now they have to take on a team that has a current championship belt holder in Michael Norman. Winner of this matchup will then face off in the semifinals against the winner of the upcoming match between Elizabeth Swan, William Turner, and Jack Mitchell Gamora. Nice float over face buster there by Ellie. And now grapevines the legs and a double stomp to the knees, looking to hit it again. Daphne very well known for her kicks. So take away that part of the offense. If you're Ellie, very smart. As now, almost a modified Shining Wizard there, knee to the side of the head. And Ellie firmly in control of this matchup right now. Working on the extremities, the arms and legs of Daphne Blake. Little double knees to the lower back as well. And again, continuing to work on that lower back. Now a kick to the side of the face. And again, that now going to go to the other arm. Wrenches back on it. Bit of a wrist lock there. And again, the double knees. And now, nothing fancy about those left hands. Going for an early cover here on Daphne, who's absorbed a lot of punishment there in the early going, but she's going to kick out at 2. Ellie now going to bring Daphne over to her corner. And again, working on the midsection area with some debilitating knees to the gut. Goes for the cover once again. Daphne's been able to get absolutely no offense here in this one. She's going to still kick out at 1. Daphne's still fighting. Daphne now with a reversal. Knee to the gut of Ellie. And now Daphne will finally be able to make her way over and get a tag into Fred Jones. Ellie going to get one more shot in there for good measure as Michael Norman with a shoulder tackle to Fred. And now drops the elbow. Daphne, I don't think, knows where she's at right now. Referee giving her a little bit of extra time to vacate the ring. Fred's going to vacate the ring as well. As he rolls under the bottom rope, Michael Norman goes out to meet him. Michael, a little showboating here for the fans in Los Angeles. As he might be looking possibly for a powerbomb on the outside. Oh, powerbomb right on the top of the barricade. Referee at a count of 7 now. Michael puts Fred back between the ropes, gets in himself. Thought he might be going for a side slam, but instead, backbreaker. Puts a little bow and arrow submission there to wear Fred down. And now he'll tag Ellie back in. See if Daphne's been able to use this time to get a little bit of her strength back. And she has. Look at that. Nice little disaster kick off the middle rope by Daphne. And Daphne. Oh! Ellie now with a pump kick there. Daphne setting up. Oh, what a roundhouse kick. And now she'll tag Freddie back in. Wow, look at the shots there. Headbutt by Fred. And Fred Jones with a nice springboard off the ropes clothesline. Little showboating there that may cost him. Michael looks to take advantage. Clothesline in the corner. And now has Fred up and hits the power slam right in the center of the ring. Here's the cover to advance. And Daphne gonna break that pinfall up. Opportunity to move on to the semifinals here of the Fairly Odd Partners Challenge Tournament. Fred down and out. Michael makes the tag to Ellie. Ellie with the face buster on Daphne. Daphne fires back. Whoop, blocked by Ellie. Ellie up top. Hits a forearm. Daphne down and out. May have actually hit her elbow as well on that fall. Saw her trying to shake that arm, maybe get some feeling back in. Oh, there's a chop. Debilitating chop by Ellie. Cover is in, and Daphne is gonna just barely get out of that pinfall predicament. Uh-oh. Ellie. There's the clicker uppercut. This is how she advanced her team the last time. And it will work again, as Ellie and Michael Norman, the last of them, are going to the semifinals. She put Mrs. Incredible away with that uppercut. She lights out Daphne with the uppercut. And now she will look to use it against the winner of the next matchup, whether it be Elizabeth Swan, William Turner, or Jack Mitchell and Gamora. That match comes up next here on FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge. Welcome back here as we continue on the quarterfinals for the FWA Fairly Odd Partners Challenge.
Is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Women's Universal Champions, the Crew.
Now the Black Pearl Crew, Elizabeth Swan, William Turner. Elizabeth Swan, the current Women's World Champion of the Galaxy, were able to topple the team of Anthony McCrory, Autumn Brooks, and they now get ready to face off against the team of Why Is Ga Mitchell. Jack Mitchell and Gamora able to defeat RJ Bishop and Evil Queen. Little friendly competition there between Mitchell and Bishop. Couple of FWE commentators. But why is Ga Mitchell able to advance, and now on the line for both of these two teams, an opportunity to move into the semifinals, where the winner of this matchup will take on Michael Norman and Ellie. On the other side of the bracket, Aladdin and Jasmine, they'll be taking on Hades and Maleficent. What an incredible night it's been so far. We warned you it was going to be a long one here with 16 teams whittling it down to one champion team. We're in the home stretch though, as we are one step away, one match away from heading into the semifinals of what has been an incredible tournament. As here we go. Gamora and Elizabeth Swan gonna square off. Gamora, a former women's tag team champion. Elizabeth Swan, a former two-time hardcore champion, the current women's world champion. As Gamora with a submission in here on the world champ. Obviously, this being single elimination tournament, but want to give a shout out to all the teams that took part here in this, as Gamora with a quick cover there for a 2 count on Elizabeth Swan, but all the teams that participated but didn't necessarily get the opportunity to advance in the first round. Is hold that thought, sleeper hold in here by Gamora, trying to put the champ away, and Elizabeth will get out of it with a jawbreaker, but poor unfortunate souls with Matt McIntyre and Ariel. The Snuggly Ducklings, Flynn Rider, Rapunzel, the Islanders, Moana and Maui, Kyle Matthews and Wonder Woman, Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, of course, Dylan Young, Kim Possible, Anthony and Autumn, as well as RJ Bishop and Evil Queen. Great showings by all of them. Gotta wonder if, potentially we'll end up seeing those teams, those individuals team up again at some point in the future. Gamora has had the best of Elizabeth here since the bell rang. Goes for the cover, but only a 1 before the kick out by Elizabeth. And Gamora will now tag Jack Mitchell. This time we'll see Jack Mitchell and William Turner square off. William Turner's familiar with the name Jack, just not Mitchell, as figure 4 leg lock right in the center of the ring by Jack Mitchell. William Turner, he's got to try and reverse that. He will. Turns his hips over. That put the pressure then on the knee of Jack Mitchell, you see right there. Great reversal by William Turner, not only to get out of it, but shift the momentum into his favor. Now, oh boy, Jack Mitchell with the 10 beats of the battery. Crowd here in Los Angeles counting along as all 10 beats delivered by Mitchell. Now goes to the outside to meet William Turner. Delivers him up on the top of the barricade there with the lower back. Turner may have tried to be, I think he was trying to aim Mitchell at the steel steps, but Mitchell able to redirect to get into the ring instead. Avoiding disaster there. Back elbow out of the corner. Oh, wow, what a palm strike there by William Turner. Drop kick is going to take down Mitchell. Jack fights out. I believe William Turner was trying to bring him over to the corner. Springboard forearm by Jack Mitchell. Off the rope, Superman punch to advance to the semifinals. Cover is in, and Elizabeth was just able to get around referee Ernest Wright to break that pinfall up. That could have been it right there. Claymore! Claymore by Mitchell. Lights out. Why is Mitchell is gonna move on.
Here are your winners.
Well, Elizabeth Swan was trying to prevent the inevitable. Mitchell with the clothesline takes out William Turner. Wyazga Mitchell will take on Michael Norman and Ellie, the last of them, in the semifinals. 4 teams remain. Opportunity now to advance to the finals to fight for the overall championship, and we begin that next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge Tournament as we are now into our quarterfinals.
The foe is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Outsiders.
And I don't know why I said quarterfinals, I mean semifinals here. Opportunity now to move into the finals to compete for the overall title of Fairly Odd Partners Challenge Champions as the Outsiders, Aladdin and Jasmine. They have been on a tremendous road, knocking off Flynn Rider and Rapunzel, most recently taking down the team of Hulk and Black Widow. They did it in quick fashion, the quickest match we've had so far here tonight. But now they have to take down maybe one of the most formidable teams to advance into our Final Four.
And their opponents, the Disciples of Darkness.
Well, it's not been easy for Hades and Maleficent either. They first had to defeat the team of Moana and Maui. And then in the quarterfinals, Maleficent was able to pass out Yzma in order for them to defeat Yzma and Kronk to find themselves now here in the semifinals. One step closer towards the finals, but they'll have to go through the Outsiders. While Aladdin and Jasmine hold the record here tonight for the quickest victory in this tournament, I think it can be safely said that Hades and Maleficent hold the record for the longest ring entrance of the night. And of course, a lot of that too is psychological. The dark, menacing presence of both of these individuals on display with their ring entrance, try and instill mental fear into their opponents in each one of these matchups, and so far it has obviously worked as they've been able to advance this far in the tournament and looking to go one step further into the finals. Who will be the first team to make it into the finals of this tournament bracket? We are going to find out here as Jasmine squares off with Maleficent. Powerbomb out of the corner, cover. And getting up the right shoulder is Maleficent. Oh, wow. I'm not necessarily, I think that Jasmine was going for a cross body, but instead just kind of intercepted Maleficent, who now will hit a suplex. I'm not certain that that springboard moonsault, that awkward contact, didn't take as much, if not more, out of Jasmine. She kind of landed awkwardly on her neck. You see her shaking the cobwebs there. Yeah, I don't think that was planned there for Jasmine, but she'll hit the bulldog off the ropes, and now she'll make the quick tag here to Aladdin, give her an opportunity to kind of compose herself, as Aladdin now going to have to take down the bigger individual of Hades. This is going to be interesting. Now, Aladdin did actually have to take on Hulk in their last matchup there, so Maybe that helped prepare him here for a tall individual like Hades, but I believe in terms of height, I believe Hades actually towers above Hulk. Aladdin doing a great job there, though. Takes away that vertical base, that height advantage. Neck breaker there by Aladdin on Hades. And now he'll tag Jasmine back in. Nice DDT there by Jasmine. Takes Maleficent towards the center of the ring here. And now maybe a standing Spanish fly. Forearm by Jasmine. Rattles Maleficent. Maleficent down for the moment. Jasmine. Irish whip. Whoa! Instead, going to toss Maleficent to the outside. And now going to tag Aladdin in. So Maleficent no longer legal. Referee Ernest Wright does not administer a count. Aladdin and Hades, the two legal participants, as Maleficent now back up on the ring apron. Wow, Hades, how in the world is he able to get that kind of height on a jump as he slams Aladdin back down to the mat? Nice Hurricane Rana, though. Look at the height that Aladdin was able to get. And no, my gosh, a nice moonsault from the top. Going back up. Aladdin might be looking for the, whoa, 450. I thought he was going for the leg drop. Hits the 450 splash. Cover is in, and Maleficent breaks it up. Aladdin, though, setting up. What's he looking for? Oh, whatever it was, Hades was not going to allow it. And he'll hit the knee to the face. Just overpowering Aladdin right there. And choke slam! Is this going to do it? To advance. And Aladdin gets the shoulder up at 2. Kip up by Aladdin after the choke slam. There is still life in the street rat. Listen to the crowd here in Los Angeles as Hades delivers the lower back of Aladdin to the turnbuckle, and will do so again. Shot right to the gut. And now might be looking, whoop, I thought maybe for the side slam. Instead, power slam. Aladdin rolls to the outside. Looking to gain a little bit of reprieve, but Hades will not allow it. Follows Aladdin to the outside here. There is the side slam. Very little padding here. There is concrete floor underneath. Well, not concrete floor. You can see the hard pressure treated wood of a basketball court just underneath this matting. Referees at a count of 6 as Aladdin delivered into the steps. We've not had a count out victory, but it counts just as much as a pinfall victory. Aladdin's not moving. Referees at a count of 8. Can Aladdin get back in time? Referee is right at 9. Aladdin stirring. Can he get back in the ring? No, he cannot. Hades will get the count out victory. Well, by hook or by crook or by count out, a win is still a win. Hades and Maleficent are moving on to the finals. Aladdin and Jasmine are eliminated. And now, Hades and Maleficent are just one step away from taking this tournament. They await Norman, Ellie, Mitchell, Gamora, who will be their opponents in the finals. Welcome back, everybody, here as we continue the semi-finals for the FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge. last of them, the team comprised of the Intercontinental Champion Michael Norman and Ellie. They have been formidable all the way through this tournament. That clicker uppercut of Ellie has really been the ticket that has gotten them to this point. It put away Mrs. Incredible back in the first round. It put away Daphne in the quarterfinals. And now, Ellie will look to deliver one more uppercut to get them to the finals, where Hades and Maleficent wait with bated breath to see who it is they will take on to claim the championship here in this bracket challenge tournament.
And their opponents.
Now, Team Wyaska Mitchell, while we talk about Ellie being the finishing blow for her team, Jack Mitchell's been the finishing blow for his team after hitting the Claymore on RJ Bishop to advance into the quarterfinals, and then the Samoan drop on William Turner to now put him and Gamora one step closer here into the semifinals. So, Ellie, Joel, Gamora, and Star-Lord. Who had this in the semifinals of this tournament bracket? Winner of this matchup will advance to the finals, where they will take on Hades and Maleficent to be named the FWA Fairly Odd Partners Challenge Champions. To my knowledge, at least in one-on-one competition, none of these four individuals have ever squared off against each other. This will be the first time for Ellie and Gamora, first time for Jack Mitchell and Michael Norman. Here we go. Ellie right out of the gate with the springboard forearm. Gains the advantage on Gamora. Our last matchup, we saw Hades and Maleficent move on to the finals via a countout victory over Aladdin and Jasmine. You gotta wonder, with that being said, do we see this fight spill to the outside? You don't want to run that risk, as Michael with an early cover here on Jack Mitchell. And Jack gonna sneak out at one. Gamora was there in case Jack needed the assistance, but I think Jack kicked out on his own. Oh, reverse Alabama slam! Jack Mitchell face first into the canvas. A couple of current champions squaring off here. Michael Norman, the current Intercontinental Champion. Jack Mitchell, the current Wayfinder Cruiser Champion. As Michael Norman running power slam to Mitchell. And now just laying in the kicks there. As indeed, the action will spill to the outside. These guys have to be aware of what happened in the last match. As Jax wriggles out of the situation, hits a reverse DDT. Neckbreaker by Michael Norman. Referee at 4. Halfway there is now a suplex by Michael Norman, and then snaps the neck of Mitchell. Referee's already at 7. Mitchell back in the ring, courtesy of Michael Norman. And Michael will get back in as well, just before the referee verbally said 8. So fortunately, at least at this point in time, we're not going to have another count out. We only had one of them so far here tonight. As Michael now, bear hug, big bear hug here. Submission in on Jack Mitchell. Mitchell will fight out of it. Michael just shoving Jack away. Oh, and then, I don't know if that was right to the nose or if that was into the sternum. I couldn't tell where that fist was placed, but those double axe handles are right to the back. And now here comes Ellie. Oh, wow, what a knee. And now Michael with Mitchell on the outside. Ellie with the kick to the back of the head. This could be it. Cover is in, and oh, wow. Never mind. Not even a 1 count there. Gamora trying to get over to the corner. Props up against that bottom turnbuckle. Fights out. Kick to the gut there. Uh-oh. Outside the ring. Dominated by Michael Norman. Superman punch inside the ring, though, by Gamora. Gamora going up top. She might be looking for the shooting star press. Hits it to advance to the finals. Cover is in. Oh, what a kick out! A kick out! Oh, I thought that was it! A kick out by Ellie. Gamora can't believe it. The fans here in LA can't believe it. I can't believe it. I thought that was it. There is still life for Ellie. Gamora with a shot now to the lower gut. Hits the clothesline. Whoop, went for a discus forearm, missed. And Ellie just grazed the back of Gamora. As Gamora reverses the mount, lays in the shots. Here's the tag into Mitchell. So the battle on the outside of the ring now makes its way to the inside of the ring, as I don't know what Michael was going for there. He missed. Jack did not miss with the drop kick, however. Off the ropes, big clothesline there by Jack Mitchell. And now Jack trying to bring Michael towards the center of the ring. Might be looking for a cover here. Nope. Michael back to his feet. Shot to the lower gut. Uh-oh. This could be bad news if you're Jack Mitchell. Powerbomb. Cover is in to advance to the finals, and Gamora will not allow it. Stiff kick right to the face. And now Michael will tag Ellie back in. Gamora with the kicks, the chops. Another knee right to the gut. Gamora's been concentrating on that midsection ever since hitting the shooting star press. Trying to take away the ability for Ellie to breathe. And now, looking for the knee. And now, Gamora will tag Jack back in. Claymore! Claymore! From out of nowhere! Cover! Oh, and a kick out of 2 again! Are you kidding me? What a match! Michael Norman able to kick out at 2 after Mitchell hit the Claymore. Gamora back in. Ellie's on the outside of the ring. Where is Gamora going? I think she might have been going maybe for a double stop from the top rope. Nobody was there. Looks like she's okay. That could have been awkward. She could have injured her ankle. Oh, roundhouse kick. Roundhouse kick. Referee's at a count of 3. Let's not forget, this is outside of the ring. A counter could occur. Gamora looking for the reverse DDT on the outside. Hits it. She's got to get Ellie back in the ring. Referee at a count of 6. Referee at a count of 7. Gamora back inside of the ring. Ellie is down and out. Are we going to have another count of victory? No. Gamora just tagged in Jack Mitchell. So the count stops. Big kick there from Mitchell. Now Norman to the outside. Jack with the Irish whip. Oh, I don't know if he was going for the Superman punch. He didn't quite get all of it. Michael's stunned on the ropes. And now Jack will tag Gamora back in. Ellie was back up on the apron for her team. Oh, there's the lights out roundhouse kick. That could be it. Cover is in. And Wyatt Mitchell is going to the finals. Jack Mitchell with the exclamation point Hurricane Run on Michael Norman. But Wyatt Mitchell will face off against the Disciples of Darkness in the finals. One of these two teams is going to be the champions here of the FWA Fairly Odd Partners Challenge, and we're going to find out who it will be right now. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. At the beginning of the night, 16 teams began the road to be called the FWA Fairly Odd Partners Challenge champions. We have now reached the finals. One team will emerge victorious at the end of this match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Disciples of Darkness.
Let's talk about the road for the Disciples of Darkness, Hades and Maleficent. They made their way into the quarterfinals, defeating Moana and Maui. Semifinals bound after they took down Yzma and Kronk. And then a count-out victory over Aladdin and Jasmine to make their way into this finals matchup. They had the benefit of being on the left side of the bracket, so their matchup was first. They would be the freshest of the two finalist teams coming into this match. Will that play a part into them maybe taking the entire tournament? It has been an incredible night here in Los Angeles. And we are getting ready for the final chapter to be written in this one-night PLE. And don't forget, folks, cannot stress it enough. Thursday, August 7th, 7 p.m. Eastern, FWE Royal Brawl will be coming your way, as we will have a men and women's Royal Rumble matchups to determine who gets a guaranteed title shot at FWE Paramount. And also don't forget, next Thursday night, we'll be right back here at 7 p.m. for the next episode of FWE. And one has got to wonder what fallout we'll see from tonight's Mixed Match Challenge matchups. Will we see anything carry over in the next couple of weeks leading up to Royal Brawl? Only time will tell. Wyatt Mitchell with an opportunity to take the entire thing here as they advance into the finals. They got themselves a victory over RJ Bishop and Evil Queen. Then they were able to take down the Women's World Champion Elizabeth Swan and William Turner to advance into the semifinals. And then what was a 3.5-star classic, arguably the best matchup of the night so far, able to topple Michael Norman and Ellie, the last of them, to make their way here into the finals to take on Hades and Maleficent for the championship. And when I say championship, I don't mean a physical championship, I mean the championship of this bracket challenge. It's been a long road for both teams. They've gotten to this point. Now it is put up or shut up for the title. Gamora and Maleficent gonna kick things off. And very quickly, Gamora will turn things over to her tag team partner, Jack Mitchell. Mitchell They've called him Jack the Giant Killer here in FWA ever since that incredible Iron Man match victory he had over Thanos. You gotta think, the taller individual Hades is not going to in any way intimidate Jack. But Hades right out of the gate, heavy hitting offense and power bomb into the canvas goes Jack Mitchell. Hades discus forearm and Mitchell is down again. Hades will not follow up with that though, as he will tag Maleficent in. Maleficent met with a knee by Gamora. Big shot, sleeper by Gamora, trying to put out Maleficent, who's going to fight out of that with a jawbreaker. Meanwhile, we've got a brawl on the far side of the ring. Mitchell and Hades on the outside as a Hurricane Rana there by Maleficent. So right now, Gamora and Maleficent are on their own. Nobody to tag in. Facebuster there by Gamora. Oh, disaster kick. Gamora now with a forearm to Maleficent. Cover is in. And a kick out at one. Hades was inside of the ring there for a moment. Not sure why he was inside of the ring there. Jack Mitchell was down and out on the outside. No chance for him to break that up as springboard forearm by Gamora. Springboard moonsault by Gamora. Gamora going up top. Could she be looking for the shooting star press? That's a long ways away, but she hits it to win the whole thing, to win the tournament. Gamora with the cover of Maleficent, and she'll get it.
Here are your winners.
The shooting star press for the victory, and Team Why Is Mitchell are going to be the FWE Fairly Odd Partners Challenge champions. What an incredible night. Congratulations to the champs. Be sure to join us next Thursday night for FWE's Episodics. Until then, I've been Seth Cole. We'll see you guys next week. Wow, what a night. Wow, what a tournament.